This morning, Royal Enfield revealed the updated 2021 version of everyone's favorite adventure bike, the Himalayan. And if you're new to the channel, I'm a huge fan of the Royal Enfield Himalayan. I was lucky enough to have Royal Enfield USA drop off the 2020 Himalayan to my doorstep for a few weeks for me to test it, and honestly, I've been thinking about adding that bike to my garage ever since. It's one of the easiest motorcycles to ride that I've ever had the pleasure to sit on. But before we jump into today's video, I wanted to briefly introduce myself. So, hi, I'm Joey and this is my YouTube channel, Burtoni Motors. I love all things with engines and wheels, whether that be 2 or 4. So much that I want to talk about it as much as I possibly can, even though I talk about cars all day long in my day-to-day career. I'd love it if you hit that little red subscribe button and come along for the ride as I pump out car and motorcycle content multiple times a week. To clarify, before we jump into the video, this Himalayan has only been launched for the Indian market, but that does not mean we won't see these updates come to the USA in some time. As for the updates to the 2021 Himalayan, the bike comes standard with the same 411cc single-cylinder engine that churns 24.3 brake horsepower at about 65 RPM. That BS6 compliant engine produces 32 Nm of peak torque in about 4,000 RPM range. The engine is mated to a 5-speed gearbox, and the switchable ABS still remains from last year's BS6 updates. Aesthetically, the 2021 Himalayan doesn't look too different from the previous model. It retains its rugged design elements and looks like an adventure motorcycle from every single angle. The only key change in this aspect is that the Himalayan is now available in 3 new paint options. Pine green, which is more of like a green camo, a mirage silver, and granite black, besides the existing rock red, lake blue, and gravel gray. The mirage silver color option gets a tan brown seat, so a little special. Royal Enfield has paid attention to the little things though. The Himalayan seat now gets high density foam to aid long stints on the road, which was previously a tad uncomfortable. Besides, the tank braces have been updated to make the motorcycle more comfortable for taller riders, and the tail racks have been redesigned to enhance the sturdiness. The windscreen is taller than before to help tackle the wind. As for the looks of the new windscreen, I prefer the older, more basic looking one than the new updated version, but that might just be me. Everything aside, the biggest change here is the inclusion of Royal Enfield's Tripper navigation pod, which debuted on the Royal Enfield Meteor 350 and was instantly appreciated. It looks slightly out of place among the military simplicity of the Himalayan's dash, but it's a perfect addition to the Himalayan's cockpit as it makes exploring uncharted territories so much easier. As for the underpinnings, no changes have been made. The Himalayan still uses the same 41mm telescopic fork, offering 200mm of travel, and a monoshock with 180mm of travel in the rear. The braking setup comprises of a 300mm disc up front and a 240mm disc at the rear, with a dual-channel ABS which is still switchable. And that's all I have for you today. What are your thoughts on the updated Royal Enfield Himalayan? While it does command a small premium over the previous model, I think, in my honest opinion, that the Tripper navigation pod is easily worth that extra money, but I'd love to know your thoughts below. Now, go out there and ride safe.